Hey guys, I'm Patrick Smith. I'm here with Pro Tips with Professional's Choice, and we're going to do a little talking about bit, tie down adjustment, things like that. This is the Professional's Choice correction bit, and one thing that I see a lot of people do is they leave their bits mostly too loose. I don't normally see them too tight. They'll be hanging down here in the middle of the horse's mouth. And even though that the bit will still work, you can put it on your horse and it'll be hanging down in his mouth and it'll still work. It's not made to work in that position. You want to get just a little bit of a wrinkle right here in the corner of your horse's mouth. And anytime that you're using a chain or a chain port, you can get those a little bit tighter just because of the design of the bit. And you can get a little bit more wrinkle on the corner of their mouth with the chain port than you can with one of these. But these are made just to be snug right in the corner. Your curb chain, a good rule of thumb is if you can just have a couple of fingers just loosely fit in between their chin and the curb strap. You don't want this too tight because it'll rub them raw. Even if you're not pulling on them a whole lot, if it's just sitting there rubbing on their chin. And man, once you start getting a sore, your horse is going to get strong. Things are going to go downhill quickly. So always keep an eye on that on your curb chain, making sure that it's fit snug but not too tight where it's going to rub a sore. As far as your tie down goes, a good rule of thumb is when you adjust your tie down strap, I like to pull on my horse's head and you see where his eye's at. The starting point for me is always to keep my horse's eye where he can raise his head comfortably, even with his withers. Anytime that I get him to where he's bound up and he can't really get his head up very much, it changes everything about their stride. You get them to where their stride gets tightened down because they can't get their head up. Every horse is built different. Every horse's stride is different. This is a really big heel horse. He's a little bit longer bodied, longer neck. So if I was to move this tie down to another horse, which is another team roper special, is we just use one tie down, one bridle and throw it on 6 different horses without adjusting it. So I think it's very important. If I've learned anything about bits in my career, it's the importance of making sure that once I put them on that they're set up for success rather than failure. Make sure that everything fits for that specific horse. Adjust your tie down straps, adjust the length of your straps, how your bit fits. Make sure that this is not up too high to your horse's eyes, not too low hanging down here right above their nose, but just get it in a centered spot right there where it's nice and comfortable for the horse. Now obviously you can adjust things as you go. If your horse's head's getting up too much, first and foremost, make sure that you're not the reason that their head's getting up too much because you're pulling too much going down the arena. But that horse can naturally move in his stride and in his gait, and where you can keep things comfortable for him, but you have the control to keep him from getting his head too high. One thing that I've learned in my career is the importance of making sure that things are adjusted. Just because it goes on your horse's head doesn't mean it's fit for your horse. So before you get on and before you start your practice session, just do a quick walk around, check your curb chain, check your bridle, check your tie down strap, and then adjust it from there. At Professional's Choice, the more comfortable the horse, the better the performance.